guys, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the second episode. My name's Hanisah. I'm with
Hannah. I'm back.
All right, guys. So we haven't decided what we will call our show aside from Hannah and Hanisah. So if you have suggestions, that would be great. Just leave in the comment, send us a DM on Instagram, that sort of thing. So yeah. So Hannah, we're back. Second episode.
Yes, we are.
And what is our theme for this episode?
Our theme, basically, actually, mostly it's focusing on ourselves and also, it's like now you can put that. And also helping people around us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say the theme like for today will be concerning parents.
Okay.
Would you agree? So I'll read the first one and you can read the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay, sure. All right.
So Bismillah. As a child, I was raised in a non-religious household. My mother is a mu'allaf, a revert, for those who don't know what mu'allaf means, and my dad doesn't practice. My religious background mostly came from my grandmother, my uncle, and the religious school. I only started getting interested in Ugama, religion, when my half-sister started staying with us, and eventually my interest grew after meeting my husband. All my life, I have prayed that Allah will open my parents' heart. We did, how you say Tagore? What's Tagore in English?
Tagore means give advice, gently. It's not reprimand, but then it's basically advice. Advice in a stronger way. Give advice and then showing what the right thing is. So any type of advice can be quite tough to be received at times. So that's the intensity.
So we did Tagore sikit-sikit, like we did give advice just a little bit, and there were progress, alhamdulillah. Like my father stopped. Can I say this? Am I allowed to say this?
Some bad habits.
My father stopped. Can I do the sign? Sign lah, can I? Can? Can lah.
Since it's autonomous anyway. Yeah.
Okay. My father stopped and started fasting in Ramadan, so that's good. But he still, Alhamdulillah, but he still misses Salat. My husband knows about the situation, but my in-laws don't. I don't know if they have realized that my parents were always not around if there are religious events. Tried my best to dodge the question or gave other excuses. I know I can't change someone and that change has to come from themselves, but I'm so afraid that it will be too late for my parents. They are almost 60. Ya Allah, have mercy upon them as they brought me up when I was small. So I don't think this is something like I don't think she's looking for advice or anything.
I think they've done what they have done to assist, to help in her parents. In this case, it is both mother and father, right?
Yeah, both parents. Yeah, so I think she just wants to tell us the story, and and she just wants us to pray for her parents, and they are almost 60.
And for affirmation, I have to say that you see, the thing is, I personally am aware that it's quite worrying when our parents are old, and then we are so worried that anything happens to them and it's too late. But at the end of the day, this is how I see. As long as they are on their journey to be better, Nauzubillah min zalik, if anything happens to them, it's the effort that they are actually in, the mindset, the state of iman that.
Did you hear my alarm?
The state of iman that they are in. Yes, I did. We need a lot.
Oh my God.
We revolve around alarms now. But then, the state of iman when they are when they return. And I think that is the most important, because somebody can be very, very holy, very pious, but at the same time, when they can be doing all these things, but at that moment when they return to him and they lose their imanness, the level of iman, then it kind of like goes back to zero as well. So I think the effort and the fact that I applaud the parents and the fact that the family are supporting and not judging as well, that is really amazing.
I have a story that I wanted to share, but I think I will share at the end, like after we talk about the second one, and I will share it at the end, because it did happen to a family, not my close family member, but on my husband's side. So I think it would be related and it would give hope to her. Okay, the second one. Can we talk about this? Are we allowed to talk about this? Okay, go ahead.
Let's see what she actually wants us to. I mean, we will not dwell too much on that issue, but I think let's just read about, I'll read it out loud first, and then we'll see what we want to talk about, right? So it says, Salam, I'm 28 female. This is not a marriage related, however, an issue in Brunei regarding LGBTQ. My mom, 50 plus, divorced but currently dating the same gender. Perempuan merupai lelaki. They live freely, living together, berjalan together macam laki bini. An issue in Brunei because her circle ramai
Translate.
That means this is an issue. This is an issue in Brunei. Well,
so she says that she said like, the mother is dating the same gender.
Oh yeah, that's Malay before that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So perempuan merupai lelaki. What she's saying is a butch.
Oh, that means a cross-dresser as well, in a way, yeah? A butch, yeah.
A butch, yeah. Yeah, butch, right.
A butch, yeah. Okay.
And then
So anyway, so the mom's dating a butch, and then she hangs out with people who are like that. And then she's asking how to solve this issue, because this is treated macam normal, sudah accepted by society, but I don't accept. Mau yesterday, I want her to be aware that to know the real deal, basically, tetapi indah tahu macam mana. So, but she doesn't know how to deal with it. The thing is, it impacts her way of thinking. Impacts her mom's way of thinking. This is actually a disease. This is from here, yeah. PS, they pray 5 times a day. Okay, all right. What do we want to talk about first?
I think for both kids, I can see the common factor here is a child who has concern about their parents or their parent not practicing Islam as the way of life, and or not fully practicing. I think the first one's like not fully practicing. The second one prays 5 times a day, but has a lifestyle that goes against the religion. With concerning this, I mean, this is just going to be brief because there's nothing much we can do actually. Like what we talked about in the first episode, like the guidance is from Allah Ta'ala. We cannot force anyone to change. We cannot just, we cannot change anyone. And we are talking about parents. So at the end of the day, they are still our parents, and they have a right to be respected by us as their children, as what Allah has ordained in the Al-Quran. Allah says, "Wabil walidaini ihsana." We have to be the best to our parents. We can only how you say ajak. We can only invite them. We can only invite them towards the goodness. We cannot get angry at them. We can't say, apa mama ni na salat, like, oh, you're not praying. No, they are our parents. So you invite them in a beautiful way, in a nice way. And at the same time, we continuously make dua for them. We make sadaqah on their behalf.
This is one of the most important thing we do, making dua.
Yeah. We make dua for them. We make sadaqah on their behalf. Every time we recite the Quran, whenever we recite the Quran, when we're done reciting it, make the dua to Allah. Allah, with my recitation of the Quran, make it a sadaqah jariyah for my parents. When you give sadaqah, Allah, with every sadaqah, I make it a sadaqah jariyah for my parents, and forgive them and make guidance and give them guidance. And also how you behave around the parent, that also matters, right? If you want them to pray, but then you behave like or if you want them to practice Islam, but then you behave completely opposite, like you're disrespectful, you're shouting at them, you are giving them looks.
Yeah, like if you actually,
it's not gonna work.
Like for example, it's not. And then like if you want them to come closer to Islam, to God, and then the thing is, it can be very frustrating. I can empathize. You want somebody to come for a religious event, and they don't want, and then you get disappointed. I won't say angry, but then disappointed. The disappointment may turn into anger after months and months and years, of course. But then the thing is, it's more of refraining that anger, that disappointment, showing them, because the thing they will think, oh, because of this religious event, you get angry with me. Then it defeats the purpose.
True.
You don't want. I mean, it hurts, of course, when you invite them and they are not, they're so passive, they don't want to be actively involved with it. But at the same time, like for the first story just now, I have, like, she listed out so many things that the parents actually work on, and are improving in.
That's
and
progress,
I think
right?
they have to be given credit for that.
Yeah. Progress is progress.
Any progress is good progress.
Yeah.
Yeah, many of us can be at our end. So the age itself, I feel sometimes bothers us too much, that we want them to quickly increase in leveling up in their iman because of their age. And in fact, if you take their iman level, they're just babies, toddlers in Kiranya, even though their age is 60, but the level of iman can be just like 6 years old.
Yeah.
So to push them too much would repel them. So it's more of how we can actually invite them more and show them how good it is that we're practicing, and see this is the good that we experience, and then how it brings the family together. Because actually, like, the parents not joining religious functions, truth be told, coming from a mu'alaf, right? Back then, I do want to join, but I'm embarrassed to join because I don't know how to read. I still don't really know how to read. So imagine if we put ourselves in the parents' shoes. Imagine going to a religious function and then you are asked to read the Yasin together. The parents would feel intimidated. And they don't want,
and embarrassed, ultimately embarrassed.
Yes, and they don't want to embarrass their daughter.
And they don't want to,
so
like,
there's a lot of factors.
They don't want to embarrass their what do you say, besan? How do you say besan? Like the daughter's parents-in-laws.
Oh, there you go.
Besan, but then what's besan in English? In-laws. Is it in-laws?
Yeah, in-laws.
Like, because okay, so
anybody who's you marry and then that whole family.
Okay, so basically, because in Malay, I think it's the richness of Malay language. Yeah. So besan. So besan is like my parents and my husband's parents. They're called besan. Yeah. So they're called besan. So anyway, so basically they just.
It's a specific word.
Oh, what is it?
We call it qingjia. That means
qingjia.
A family that we become.
We married to.
A family that's not our family at first, and then now we are family. So this family is joined from love, something like that. We don't really.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. From a first-hand experience, I did feel intimidated. But the thing is, as a new mu'alaf, I know I have the upper hand of not knowing. But for your parents who have been, like your mom who's a mu'alaf for many years, and your dad who's born Muslim, to not know how to read or to not be able to perform that, people may judge, and then they may worry. There are a lot of things, a lot of factors that they actually
and because
going through their head.
Their parents, they don't wanna, like, they lived in an era where you don't share feelings with your children. You just keep it to yourself, and you just expect children to know. But okay, but yeah.
I mean, there's the factor of, in this case, I see either they don't want to feel embarrassed, they don't want to embarrass their daughter, they don't want to be talked about, because it's so common. It's the thing, people's mouth is so loose, and you know what, so and so's mother doesn't know how to read after reverting for so many years, and that's very hurtful. And to avoid that, they just decline the offer to go, to avoid all these things. So we don't know how your parents actually feel when they actually decline. So it could be they want to, but they don't dare, and it's just to save your face as well. So if you actually look at all these different factors, we tend to tone ourselves down and try to be more understanding. The fact that they are making progress and they are making effort, I think that is something that needs to be applauded, because it's not easy, especially like you said, they're 60 and they want to progress. Usually by 60, whatever, they're already very cemented in their way of life. So to make changes itself is already bravo.
So and the second one, like
that's
for the second issue, second submission. I just want to say that yes, the lifestyle of your mother is not approved by Allah Ta'ala. It is against the religion. And like what the first submission, Hannah said that, we don't know the ending. This is their life now, but we don't know the ending. And until their life ended, there is still time to make tawbah. And there is still time for your mother to make tawbah, and her friend to make tawbah. And our duty as 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 anak, it's not to repel them, not to, just the same thing like the first submission. Yeah, don't push them away. Like, we have to give them hope. We have to give them an understanding that Allah is most merciful. If we turn to Allah, Allah will accept us. And the importance of dua for both cases. Dua is really important. Like I said, if you have the ability to wake up for tahajjud, do it. Allah, because Allah's the closest at the third of the night. Allah hears everyone who ask for Him, for His help, for His guidance, especially during the tahajjud time. So just don't stop making du'as. Every opportunity, like if you know someone going for umrah, or give them some money and say, this money I want to make sadaqah, or tell them like, make du'a for my parents when you're in Makkah or in Medina, just make du'a for them. Yeah, just like all out. Your effort is on your side actually. To ask Allah to give them the guidance, that's your effort.
This reminds me of when you mentioned that, right? Remember when you go for your umrah, right? And then you asked me if I, I don't know if I'm not showing off. It's just an example. Okay. So Hanisah asked me, do I want to get Quran and then put it at the masjid, right? Yeah. And then what happened was we included my mom's names, my children's names and all that. And then I actually told my mom about it. And she was very shocked. Just but yeah, because she didn't pay anything.
Okay. All right.
You get it? Like why did you include my name? But then the thing is, these are the little tiny things that shows that I want her to be closer to God as well. And she may not say it, but it's because, how do I put it? It's not to pressure her, but when she knows that, you know what, my name is actually there in one of the masjids in Makkah, and wow, like that gives her that steady jaw, like that also can like that is inviting.
Yeah.
Even that itself is inviting, because they feel that, the part where they're hopeful. Yeah, I may not have done this very well as a Muslim, but at least my daughter did this for me, and then there's somebody reading that Quran, I still get pahala, and that means I still have hope.
That's so nice. I didn't know the story. Thank you for sharing. It was like, I'm so touched.
But the hope part is, I think the idea of hope, we undermine it so much because we live on hope so much actually. And to harness the hope and by ourselves is so difficult. But when somebody gives us hope, I mean, of course, hope is given by God again. But then when somebody shows an act of giving you hope, like saying that, you know what, it's not the end, and there's so many things that you can live for, and then it's you're not you're not given a death sentence, that kind of thing. How we are told, if we do these bad things, we're already the end. And then that's when we stop working hard for it. So the fact
you're
is,
gonna go to hell. God.
So when we think like that, then we lose hope, and mentally we are affected. And I feel that the idea of having hope itself, given either from our own self or other people giving us hope, that is strength. That is shining light on somebody. It's as simple as that. And sometimes we undermine this hope, this idea of hope, that we overlook it and think that when we tagur like, ani yang salah. But actually that's pushing them
so
away.
So like both cases, like both submission, it's like, they're not doing this and they're not doing this. But let's look at what they are doing. What they are making effort in. And correct. Through that, it could be the path of pulling them closer to Allah, right?
And has the children actually acknowledged that?
Yes, acknowledgement is important. Yeah. Like how acknowledgement is important for us as children, for our parents to acknowledge us. It goes both ways, right? Like the parents also, it would be nice. Yeah. Like, I don't think they would say, look at me now, but it would be nice for the children.
No. They're not looking for that. But then
it's nice for the children to actually to acknowledge the parents. They're like, oh wow, like I'm really happy that we're fasting together. Yeah,
I'm so happy.
I'm really happy that you're
time kanak-kanak, and then you can talk about it. And it also shows when you say that, the parents surely would feel very warm-hearted because they feel that, oh, apa yang aku buat membahagiakan anak saya. In translation, what I'm doing now gives happiness, brings happiness to my children. Yeah, that's the thing. So like, oh, she noticed things like that.
Yeah. That's true though. That's true. I never thought about that. Like you also like if children needs, you know, if children need validation,
validation
and words of appreciation. It goes both ways.
Human.
It goes both ways, definitely. Human. Thank you for bringing that up. It didn't occur to me. I should start doing that with my mom too.
So yeah. I mean, it's a reminder for myself. I mean, sometimes we do it once and twice and we think, we're so good. We're good daughters trying to acknowledge our parents, right?
Yes.
And then I forget. And I say,
it is.
It's a reminder for myself as well. Sometimes we get so busy and then, all the stress that's going on around the world actually just forget about these things, these little tiny things. So, I mean, from both stories, I have to say, at least, from the second story, the mom's actually praying. One thing, of course, you are worried about her actions and all that. Again, is there? I don't know if you know why she's leading this kind of lifestyle. Maybe have a talk with your mom as well on why choose this kind of path, because surely something must have triggered or along the way. And then communication, I think, is crucial at this point for the second submission, the second story, because we can only see what they portray, but what is in their hearts, we don't know. So in this case, if you are really worried, if you've never talked to her and you know about this issue, it's good to talk. I mean, it may be difficult because it's our parents anyway. So, but it is still good. Like, even if she doesn't want to talk about it, even you express like your worry in a very gentle way. Not like, you know what, mommy, if you actually do this, I'm going to hell. Like that. Yeah, so it's more, you're very concerned, like, I'm so happy that, you're praying 5 times a day and all that, but I want to understand, like, why you're having this lifestyle that you're having. I mean, at least help me understand. Don't talk about how you disapprove and things like that, because that's your own feelings. Because try to understand the situation first before letting her know what you think. Because if you immediately tell her that you don't like the whole lifestyle, she immediately will shut down, because your mom is still a human. It's like, mahapakan ko cerita pasal ya sudah reject aku,
be nice.
things like that. So,
in both cases, be nice. Okay, so I want to wrap it up with the story. So this actually happened to a family member of my husband. He was known to not be a practicing Muslim, and he doesn't get along with any of his family members. He hasn't seen his mom in a very long time. So he's basically like living on his own, going through life on his own, that sort of thing. And he became ill a couple of months ago, so he has been staying in the hospital, and he was staying in the hospital for months at a time, and he had a caregiver, yang jaga caregiver. So he had a permanent caregiver. So this caregiver would help him with his day-to-day activities. And on the night before he passed away, he was in the morning. I think the morning, yeah. So the morning that he was about to pass away, he woke up and said, I wanna pray. Can you help me make wudu? Because I wanna pray. So the caregiver helped make wudu, and then after that he said, I want to read Yasin. So can we read Yasin together? And caregiver said, yeah, sure. I will read Yasin together. So mind you, this is someone who hasn't been practicing in a very long time. And that morning, he woke up and said, I want to pray. And not only for Fajr, when it came for Zuhur, he said, I want to pray again. So the caregiver, assists him with wudu and everything. And after that, after prayer, he said, I want to read Yasin again. So the caregiver said, okay, we'll read Yasin together. And and at the very ayat where Allah says, be and let it be, kun fayakun, that was his last breath. I get goosebumps. His last breath was that breath at kun fayakun, be and let it be. So and he passed away peacefully after that. And I asked my husband, I was like, tell me again. I couldn't process it. I don't, for some reason, like, because I knew what type of person he was. And it was like, it was really, like, really an incredible story of Allah's forgiveness. Allah chose him on that very day when he was about to be taken and returned to Allah Ta'ala.
And all this could be from all the du'as from people around
and
him.
He said, and then, and he said, at that very ayat, kun fayakun, and he let out his last breath. And he passed away, and I was like, you really don't know how people will end. You really don't know. So
Yeah, we don't. Because you know how we always make dua and say that, let us leave this earth in a state of high iman and all that, right? And we don't know when we have that high iman. We can lose the iman easily. You can, so that is, because the thing is, we tend to, that's what I always say, if we were to leave this earth, live in a state of, that iman, that state of iman,
state where Allah forgives us.
And then,
Allah's forgiveness. And I was like, I was thinking, I was talking to my husband, he's like, when he returned to Allah, he was in a state of wudu, and he was reading the Quran, and and this is so out of character. Yeah. Exactly. It's so out of character. It's like, he...
Yes.
And I was like, when Allah, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know when.
We don't know.
Yes.
How we will end and in what state. So there is hope.
Yes. Even though we feel that we are confident, we know we're practicing and all that, but the thing is, anything can happen to crumble us and lose the iman as well. It's something that we take for granted when we go, like, we're practicing Muslims, so we want to bring them, and we're so confident, but at the same time, we can easily crumble because we are just mere humans, and so we need to be aware. Not saying that okay, we can let go and then wait till the last minute. No, the thing is, not everyone is a chosen one. That's the thing. So remember, we do our best that we can, and then as much as we think, we need, there's a checklist to be a good Muslim. But truth be told, today you may have 10 out of 5. Tomorrow you may have 9 out of 5. The next day you have 12 out of 5. It's like that. So do not be just as we want to be forgiving for ourselves, why we couldn't fulfill the 15 out of 15, have the same attitude to other people as well, because we don't know what they are going through. And
and he could be like, he could have been, in a state of regret, in a state of tawbah, when when he woke up and said, I wanna pray today. And all the years and years and years of all the years that he hasn't been practicing could have been forgiven just because of that one act of sincerity.
It's not for us to judge. Because it's not for us to say, it's just one salat or 2 salat and 2 yasin. How is he supposed to cover his sins? It's not for us to judge. It's, you can read 100 times the yasin, but then you read it without feeling it. So again, all this is something that we cannot see. Only God knows. Only He knows. And we just do our best every day to do good, to do what we're supposed to do. That's just,
so I think,
be a good human being. I
think the whole gist of it is, number one, continue to be good to your parents. Treat them the best, give them the respect that they are due, and to not lose hope in Allah Ta'ala, to keep on making dua. And we don't know when we will go and at what state we will go. We can only ask Allah Ta'ala that,
not just when you're 60, even at our age,
so
anytime.
we ask Allah that
anytime.
Allah will take us and our parents in husnul khatimat, the best way to die, which is in the state of goodness, instead of pleasing Allah Ta'ala. We can only ask Allah that. So don't stop making dua for your parents. Don't push them away, and acknowledge the goodness that they do.
Oh, you know what? If this sister has children, ask the children to invite the grandparents.
Come pray together. That's so cute.
Yeah,
children.
It's different when it comes from our children. I don't know why. You know how they try not to disappoint their grandchildren more than. So one of the few things that if the sisters still need help, of course, do write in. We'll
give
try
you support.
Give ideas. We don't solve problem, but we try to, we just try to help you to see things from different point of view, because the thing is, when we are in a problem, it's the same like me. Everybody, when we're stuck in a problem,
it's tunnel vision.
We just think straight line.
Like we have tunnel vision. We just like see our problems. We can't see anything else beyond it. So just
yes, we just focus so much on that thing, like like this, and so we're not looking at other factors. So we're just trying to offer help in that sense. That what if could be, could have. Yeah?
Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up.
Kudos to
we'll wrap it up. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to the senders of senders. Please like and subscribe. Oh, I don't like saying that. But thank you for the support. I really, really appreciate it. Hana and I appreciate it. Like I got we got about, I think, almost 200 views. I think more than 200 views on our first episode. So yeah.
I hope people benefit from it.
All right. Okay, that's all. Thank you, everyone. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the discussions Hana and I have, do click the like button and follow us on our social media platforms. Bye!